Self-care starts from within. Why do I say that? I was walking this morning, taking the kids to school, and just having these random thoughts about just how in control I feel. And I've been really just paying attention, journaling, doing my daily routine, which by now is pretty much become a routine. I woke up late. I had to walk the dogs, and I had maybe 30 minutes before I had to get the kids up to take them to school. And I was like, man, I meditated because I woke up feeling a little aggravated. Don't know why, but sometimes that happens, when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I meditated, knocked that shit right out. I was like, when I was walking back, I was smiling to myself. I'm like, I cannot believe that why I woke up feeling one way and now I feel completely different. Like, I feel really great. I came in, I did some breath work, when I did my meditation, I just allowed myself to be in the moment. And it was only a 20-minute meditation session. Nothing drastic. I can meditate for hours, to be honest. But I was thinking about just this whole different time for me, the lavender era, and what that entails and how did I get to this point. And I realized I'm not 100% to my lavender era right now because I still have to complete one more step out of the 4 steps. Okay, and I'm not talking about the pillars, the tools that I've been using. I'm talking about the things that I wanted to change in my life. I wanted to change my mental aspect of things. I wanted to change the way I react to things emotionally. I wanted to become more spiritually in tune and connected. And I eventually want to get my body in shape because with menopause comes some health issues that I am dealing with. So I know how to combat that. I just got to get my butt up and do some work. But that's the only step that's left. I have been in therapy for a year. And I wholeheartedly believe that if it hadn't been for her, this would not even be happening because she gave me permission. And nobody has ever done that. Everybody's always wanted me to do something for them, be somewhere for them, be their support system. And she was the only one that gave me permission to be enough. And that changed my entire life because nobody had ever, not only did no one ever say you're enough, but no one has ever made me feel like I'm enough. And that was so validating for me. And it just changed everything because I'm like, if this perfect stranger who doesn't know me and only after a few sessions says something to me that changes my entire life, oh gosh, I must have needed to hear it. I believe your mental goes with your emotional. I do. That's hand in hand. We already know that. And because we are emotional creatures and we do have to deal with all of these fluctuating hormones, I had what I like to call the chaotic mind. I had my mind going all over the place. And it was very frustrating for me. Now I don't have to deal with that. Now I have conditioned myself to structure my day-to-day the way I need it to be without those outside interferences coming in and distracting me from my goal. Spiritually, I have been really, since I started my spiritual journey, there have been things that I really wanted to do. There were things that I really wanted to feel. And I realized that just because I might know about chakra healing, that I'm really trying to, get to understand myself, doesn't mean that I'm truly in tune with myself spiritually. So once I started working on that, and I started really seeing that what I am feeling intuitively is actually manifesting, it's crazy. It's like having magical powers. So I've really been more observant of that. And this entails a lot of privacy, a lot of alone time. And this is the one thing I want to say, the only thing that I see as a positive. When you don't have friends, there's nobody stopping you from doing what you need to do to level up. So what I have done is, over the last 7 years, I have slowly, and I want to say structurally, leveled myself up. And I've sacrificed a lot. I'm still sacrificing a lot, because I believe in myself so much more than the woes out here of people telling me that I can't do it, or thinking that I can't do it. I don't have time for that anymore. I don't care about what other people think about me. It took me a long time to get to a place where I say I don't trust anybody but me. Because for a very, very long time in my spiritual journey, I could not trust myself. I did not trust myself. I was feeling way too much. I didn't know how I was going to react to certain things. And a lot of this came from not understanding about the symptoms you go through. It's not just the physical symptoms. We go through a transition. We are cocooning. This era of chaos, this perimenopause, and then parts of menopause, and that, or maybe even beyond, it depends on who you are. But this is the cocooning process of our lavender era. Our lavender era is our rite of passage. Our lavender era means we have officially stepped into full womanhood. We are empowered, we are wise, and we are still able to kick somebody's ass if you get sideways in our face. It's not just about being so empowered that we don't need a man or a partner. That would be great. It's about knowing that when you stand on business of who you are, you don't want to deal with anybody who's going to challenge that. This is what we are supposed to go through, because this is how we find our purpose. This is how we find our voice. And if you're going through perimenopause and menopause, then you have started your Lily's era. That is the beginning process of all of this. And when you are at the end of it, and I'm not talking about menopause itself, because this shit can go on for years, but I'm talking about the road to personal completion, where all you have to do now is maintenance. I am 3/4 of a way from that. All I gotta do is get up and get myself in check with the physical aspect of what I want. And that comes with my meal planning and developing a new routine for myself, because now I am going through this process, so I need to change my whole plan up. So I want to get to my birthday knowing that I achieved my goal. And that's just me. That's just me. But girl, welcome to your lavender era.